Hi, I'm Dan Krause, estate planning and elder law attorney, and today I want to answer the question, does a living trust avoid estate taxes? But before that, I want to just invite you to, if you have any questions about living trusts, wills, powers of attorney, healthcare documents, or estate planning in general, please give us a call, 608-268-5751, and we will get you fixed up. So, does a living trust avoid estate taxes? That's a great question. Uh, Estate taxes are something that often are talked about when people consider whether we want to raise taxes or lower taxes. And oftentimes it's a boogeyman for people who are doing estate planning. And I want to tell you that boogeyman is not that scary if you are among the 99.5% of the people who have less than $12 million when you pass away. So in Wisconsin, we don't have a state estate tax. The federal estate tax kicks in only after an individual has more than $12 million of taxable estate assets. Now, that number is scheduled to go down to about $6 million in January 1st, 2026. But even at $6 million, very few people have to worry about it. Now, the people who do have to worry about it, the living trust will not help you to avoid estate taxes as such. However, it may help you to shift assets around so that, in fact, you can avoid estate taxes. So putting things in a living trust doesn't naturally and automatically avoid estate taxes, but there are methods that you can use when you plan with a living trust that help you to avoid estate taxes. Now, these options are really only available in a joint living trust or living trust that you create with your spouse. So the magic about these types of living trust is that you can use two estate tax exemptions. So each of you as a married couple has $12 million that you can pass this year estate tax free. So if you divide your estate into two, you've got $24 million of estate tax exemption. So these are things to consider, especially if you're a couple in planning, whether or not you want to use a living trust. You can also do this using wills, but it's much more difficult, especially in Wisconsin, where we have default to marital property. We have community property law here in Wisconsin. So it's much easier to do it when you're planning with a trust to double your estate tax exemption. There are other ways to do that, although they don't have some of the advantages of splitting the estate after the first death. So that's an answer to the question, does a living trust avoid estate taxes? For single people, no. For married couples, yes, if you create it in the right way. And then actually after the first death, you have to take some steps in order to make it work. So if you have questions about that or any other estate planning or elder planning questions, please give us a call, 608-268-5751. Thanks very much for listening.